your level of learning. So, what is your level? Are you at just the basic to help bridge that gap in learning? If you're familiar with the shadowing technique is when you try to repeat the words. Should I be watching Netflix with subtitles on? If I watch content with subtitles on, then am I increasing my dependency on reading and not on listening? I'm sure as an ESL learner, you have often wondered if it is right or wrong to watch Netflix movies or any web series with the subtitles on. What do you think? Does it hinder your language enhancement or does it help? We all know how much listening is important in order to learn to speak a language well. If you are a serious English language learner, I bet these questions have crossed your mind a zillion times. Well, today we are here to explore answers to all these questions. Welcome to Fluency Goals. I'm Mandeep. I love creating videos on English language enhancement and create video lessons on building grammar fundamentals. So, if you're an English language learner and you want to enhance your language, then please do subscribe to my channel. I'm sure together we can achieve our goals to fluency. So let's explore some answers to these perplexing questions over watching content with subtitles on, shall we? When it comes to writing proficiency, then I'm sure reading is the best tool to reach there, to build the vast vocabulary, learn sentence structures, their use in writing, and to structure coherent thoughts and pen them down. So reading is your step towards better writing. But when it comes to speaking, then the right tool is exposure to listening the target language. The more you listen, the more you acquire right pronunciation, use of conversational vocabulary in context, while picking up the nuances of pronunciation and connected speech. So you need to expose yourself to listening in order to build speaking fluency. Now, this listening exposure comes from a lot of English podcasts, watching English web series, watching English movies. But the question here is, if you're unable to understand it fully, perhaps because the accent is too difficult to understand, the audio quality is not good, you're having difficult time hearing, or simply because your language hasn't developed that much, then is it right to lean on the subtitles for understanding? Well, it's true that you cannot learn a language just by reading the subtitles, but you can definitely enhance it if you're already studying the language. The subtitles can complement your learning. Now, how the subtitles are gonna do that depends on your level of learning. So, what is your level? Are you at just the basic level, or you are an intermediate level, or you are an advanced learner? So, if you're an intermediate learner, then the subtitles can help you take towards the desired goal. What is your method of learning? Are you trying to learn the language just by watching movies, reading subtitles on, or you are immersing yourself in the total language experience? Are you reading enough? Are you practicing writing? Are you trying to speak the language as much as possible? So, whether the subtitles can help you in building your grasp over language depends on these three things essentially. What is your level of learning the language? What is your method of learning the language? And your immersion into the language as a viewer. Let's first discuss the benefits of watching series or movies with the subtitles on. Consider the subtitles something like you're at the stage of language learning. Let's compare it to learning to walk. So before you can run, before you can be completely fluent in language, you can depend on the subtitles to transition your walking towards running. Now, many a times there are some allusions, some references in the movies or in the web series. Those are cultural references or some places, some other allusions that you haven't heard of before. So it becomes difficult as a second language learner to understand those, So if you have subtitles on, it allows you to process the information quickly and easily. So the subtitles, they help you in understanding the cultural allusions, the geographical allusions, the places that you perhaps haven't heard of before. And moreover, reading the subtitles along complements our reading somewhere. So we are forced to read quickly as well as listen along with reading, and it also enables us to see the syntax of the language. Consider it as a guide to learn to how to form sentences better. And when you read subtitles, there are many descriptive words especially. So let's take an example: the rumbling of clouds, the squeaking of doors squeaking. So you read a lot of descriptive words with the subtitles on, which otherwise if you are simply watching a movie, you just listen the sound, you don't know what are the words to describe those sounds. But with the subtitles on, you learn those descriptive words as well, how to describe those sounds. Now, subtitles, they help you in a great way to help bridge that gap in learning. So you are listening, most of the context you are understanding well, but then there might be some points where you don't understand the context well. So that gap is easily bridged with the use of subtitles. Moreover, when we are simply just reading a language, we are not exposed to that much of a colloquial language, which is often used by the native speakers in conversations. And as a second language learners, we do not have much exposure to those colloquial terms or language. When you just simply listen it firsthand, sometimes you are unable to comprehend it. So there the subtitles help you in understanding the colloquial language better. So when you are watching Netflix or any other series or any other program over any other OTT platform, it is serving a dual purpose to you. It is entertaining you, it is serving entertainment as well as language learning. So when you listen to things, when you watch a movie, when your understanding is better with the subtitles on, while you're reading it, your retention is also greater. So you come across a lot of expressions used in conversational language, which you, alongside listening, you're reading also. So you're able to retain it better in your memory. Also, I have noticed one thing: when we are watching some movie, let's say we are watching series, something based on fashion or something that is based on finance, let's say. So you're coming across a lot of words related to that context, say fashion, finance. So along with that, you are learning a lot of contextual vocabulary. So the vocabulary that is related to context. So what kind of words will describe the fashion, the clothes best, the appearances, and what kind of words will describe to talk about money, to talk about finances. If it's a war movie, then what kind of words will describe the battleground. So there is a lot of learning of the contextual vocabulary. Also, if you're familiar with the shadowing technique is when you try to repeat the words, try to repeat the sentences spoken by the character on TV. You try to repeat them, mimic the accent, mimic the speech, the intonation, the voice tone. So subtitles, they help you in a great way in facilitating that learning through shadowing technique. So you can definitely pause, play, use this technique to repeat the dialogues, to repeat the sentences by mimicking the accent, the pronunciation style, the rise and fall in the tone of voice, in the intonation. So it helps you in speaking better, it enhances your speaking skills. So I believe watching any series or any movies with the subtitles on, if you are at an intermediate level of language learning, it can really help you achieve your goals and it can bridge the gap of learning. It doesn't do any harm to you. Initially, you might have to turn on the subtitles, you might have to put in a lot of effort in reading, and you might need to pause, play. But over a period of time, you will see that you start understanding it without reading. You start understanding the accent, the pronunciation, the words without even looking at the subtitles. And you might have to take their help only here and there where there are cultural allusions or geographical references. So I think it is a good idea if you're an intermediate learner of a language to watch the movies or series with the subtitles on. Do tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about it? Has it helped you, or you have from the very beginning you have exposed yourself to the language without reading the subtitles on? So I would like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? If you like this video, then please give a like. Do subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends. I'll see you next week with another lesson. Till then, happy learning.